Oi, oi, guys. Been a little bit of time, innit? Oi, oi. It's been a little bit of time. Yeah, anyway, I just go and check out my podcast that also goes up on YouTube, by the way. But it's across all different platforms, Spotify, Amazon, all that, right? Go and check it out because I just put up an anchor to breath meditation, which is good for beginners, intermediates, advanced. You can use this meditation. I get it more towards just helping people be able to anchor somewhere, which I use the breath. And you've always got your breath. You always got your breath. Well, hopefully you have. If you ain't, you're in trouble, right? Because if you're not breathing, you're like, out of here. But anyway, I go and check it out. It's something to use. Obviously, I've put a warning on there. Sad that you even have to do that and put warnings out there, but don't go doing this when you're driving or anything like that. It's not a clever idea to be meditating or listening to anything that's slowing you down and helping you relax when you're, you've got to have your mind on something that's important. Otherwise, you're like out of there if you're not careful. So don't do it with heavy machinery, driving or anything like that. It's not advisable. So, but go and check it out. And I wanted to just put a little bit out there about meditation, really what it really means to me as well, because it's a really important thing on my journey. Even though I also notice that if I am sabotaging myself, I'll knock the meditation off. Crazy, right? That's that self-sabotage, which I will talk about at another time. If you're interested in that, self-sabotage or whatever like that, going, hey, throw me something in the comments. And if you want to hear something or a discussion or I don't know, whatever, throw it up in the comments, guys. Get it out there for me. Let me know what's happening. If that meditation helps you, shit, man, throw it in the comments and let me know that it's helping you. Because it's, that's why I put these things out there, so it gets the message out there. But meditation, it's easier to tell you what it isn't. And I tell you what a lot of people get stuck up on is they come in front of me and they say, I can't stop my mind. Well, no shit. You're not meant to stop your mind, and you're not going to stop your mind. You're not going to stop the thinking. There's always going to be thinking. And if you really believe or you're trying to push your mind in a constant, yes, do we want to be in a positive mind most of our day? Absolutely. But if we believe that we can keep it, if you can keep your mind there on a constant positive throughout your whole day, please tell me your secret. I'd like to know myself. One, so I know myself, and two, so I can teach it. Because as far as I know, even monks have their thinking. That's why they work on it on a daily basis. So, you're not going to stop your thinking, but it's about what you do with the thinking. And when it comes to meditation, it's all about seeing the thinking, but not reacting to it and anchoring yourself to something. And there's many, many different anchors. If you go and, like I say, go and check out the meditation that I put out there on across all the platforms on my podcast, including YouTube and other platforms. But go and check it out, the meditation I just put out there, because it's anchoring to this area right here, right underneath the nostrils and right above the top lip. If you can get a little pinpoint head mark right there and bring your attention to that, you're now anchoring yourself. If you just close your eyes down, take a breath and feel that air going over here up into the nostrils and following the air through the whole process, through the whole one breath process, you never get that breath again. You never repeat from the day you're born and take your first breath. You never repeat that breath ever again. So make every one of them count. You're never going to see that breath again. Make it count. When you're breathing out, you want to make it like you want to hold on to it. Like, no, I don't want you to go. Slow it way down. And if you're breathing out through your mouth, that's okay too. I like to do the breath work through my nose for several reasons, which is all backed by science and research. And one of those is it adds nitric oxide. Actually, there's a few, but the ones that I know of, nitric oxide's added, which helps all your blood vessels to relax, which allows the blood flow better, especially to the brain. Relaxes you down because you're opening up the blood vessels, which is awesome. You also are getting filtered air as it goes down into your lungs because it's going through the sinus system, cleaning out any kind of bits and pieces, and it's going down into your lungs. It's also adding warmth, which your lungs like. They like warm air. When you go outside on a cold day and you breathe through your mouth and it hits you, it's because the cold air is hitting those lungs and they don't like it, and you start coughing. Breathe through that nose, guys. Try and get yourself in the habit throughout your day of breathing through your nose. So anchor point, meditation, anchor point. It's the one I use and the one I just put out there. Bringing your mind to here. Whenever you find yourself thinking, when you're doing any kind of breath work or meditation, let the brain know, hey, I'm thinking. And then just pull it back to whatever anchor you're using. Like I said, the breath, you've always got it. Bring it back to an anchor. And then following the breath. Wherever it goes, you follow it. Meditation, for me, is an important part of my journey. I work on doing it on a daily basis. Like I say, sometimes I'm human. Sometimes I might get into that little bit of self-sabotage and sabotage myself. But I work on doing it on a daily basis, including Wim Hof breath work, which is a whole different type of breath work. But I find that it really helps me with even my depression as far as the Wim Hof work. I know when I've not been doing it. So for me, it's something that I look at like taking a medication as far as meditation goes. If you find you can't really concentrate for a longer period of time, cut it down. Nothing's telling you that you have to do a certain thing. Do I like to have a 15 to 20 minute foundation-based meditation? Yes, but I can sit in meditation. I've done it for 45 minutes, sat there in meditation. I think I did an hour once. I can't remember. I think I did. But I'm used to that. I've had a lot of practice with meditation. But if you're finding yourself not being able to get there yet, shorten your practices down. There's nothing saying that you can't cut it down to 5 minutes, even 3 minutes. Do something. There is a heck of a lot of benefit when it comes to meditation, especially with mental health, anxiety being one of them. It helps us to slow the mind down. Anxiety is firing like crazy. It's why the Buddhists call it monkey mind. It's constantly jumping around from thought to thought, trying to, and it's all negative shit. And then the what if thinking comes in, right? We go in with those, what if? Do you come in with a what if and a positive? I know I don't. It comes in with a what if and a negative every time. And by the way, guys, if you're doing that and you're coming in with those what ifs and a negative, back it straight up with the what if and a positive, the opposite to what that negative is. Because now you're going to start reprogramming that mind because you're not going to go that one track on that negative. Back it up with the positive. Give the brain something to think about. Put it in different positions. Confusing this is not a bad thing when it comes to mental health. So anxiety, it helps the mind to slow down and be able to pause and be able to think before we react. So it helps that. It helps the mind to slow down. It lowers our blood pressure, guys. It ups our immune system. It's all round just an absolute awesome thing to do for everybody. And I'm not just talking about people with mental health. Everybody. You know, if you're in a position where you got a very heavy payload as far as work goes, you're a CEO or something of a company, or you own your own business, and it's even more important. It's even more important because you can look at that payload that you have on your shoulders and break it down a little bit and be able to see it in a different way. If you have anger, it helps you pause. It helps you go to that calmer area of your mind instead of just going guys, I work with my own anger and rage. I know when I haven't meditated. So start off small and do something and then work your way in. There is no rush to this. There is nothing. It's a practice. And it's called a practice for a reason. You're doing it for the rest of your life. Constantly looking how to work it to where you can increase it a little bit better as far as making yourself better in your own practice. I love teaching this, guys. I love working with people with this. I've seen some absolutely awesome stuff as far as taking people through interview processes and having them live, because your brain doesn't know. Where you put your mind is where it's going to believe the reality is. So, it's an awesome thing to be able to take through. I remember this one guy, I took him through he was worried about this interview, and I took him through the whole interview process. He knew where he was going. He'd seen it before and reported back to me and says, "Hey, I got a job." Oh, hey, sweet. I love hearing that. It's working with your mind, guys, and this is something to be able to use for yourself. Remember your own time. Remember, you give your time away so freely and easily to everybody else. Spend that bit of time sitting your ass down or laying yourself down and doing some breath work. Don't overthink it in the beginning. Break into it gentle. But I think you'll like the results. I'll tell you what, because I know I do, especially with my own anxiety. Have a great time, guys. Be present with your day, your week, your month, whatever it is. Go and check out that meditation that I put out there. And please hit the like and subscribe, yeah? Because you're helping me get these messages out there. You're helping get these meditations out there to some of these people. I'll tell you what, wow, I'm picking up some people that are really feeling it right now. And there's nothing like all of a sudden something landing in front of you where you can use something to help you get out of somewhere. But I rely on you guys. To please get that word out there by hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, hitting the notification so that you get notified of when these messages come out there to you guys. I put these out there so you guys can use them and maybe get some help from them. So, hey, stretch out some love this way. Give me some love. Go and hit that subscribe button for me and get these messages out there. Don't let it end with the few. Spread it out to the many. Stay that course, guys. Namaste.